Hi, my name's Jenna, and I would like to welcome you to the first episode of my internet cooking show, StirCrazy. I've always loved cooking. I haven't always been very good at it, but I've always loved it. This particular recipe was the first recipe I ever made that I got a compliment on, so I think very highly of this chili recipe. Everyone that's tried it can't get enough of it, and I always end up having to make 2 or 3 times as much as this recipe says so that I can have enough for everyone. I hope you guys enjoy it just like everybody else has, and let's go ahead and get started. The cool thing about chili is you can really change the ingredients and make it into whatever you have in your fridge or in your pantry, or whatever you like. I don't use a lot of spice because my fiance gets heartburn. So you could of course add cayenne, jalapenos, anything like that you prefer, but I just choose not to because I'm so used to cooking without heat. But let's go ahead and get started, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Alright, so the first thing I did was I threw a couple tablespoons of olive oil in a pan, and I threw in about 1 medium diced onion, and you're just going to let that cook until it gets nice and brown around the edges. And then whenever we get to that point, we'll go over the next step. Alright, so we're at the point where all the onions are starting to turn brown. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in my garlic. And you don't want to leave it in there for too long because garlic will burn very easily. So keep stirring, stirring. And then when you can smell it, that's when it's time to throw in your ground beef. Alright, you can turn it off. For this recipe, I used ground chuck with a fat ratio of 90-10. The leaner that your meat is, the less grease that's going to be released, and of course the healthier that it is. You don't necessarily have to use ground beef or ground chuck. You can use ground turkey, pork, you can use meatballs, you can use stew meat. I've put bacon in it before. You can use chunked ham. I mean, honestly, any kind of meat that you want. There's really no limit to what you can use. I'm going to go ahead and throw in my ground beef. I'm going to season it pretty liberally because it's a lot of meat. It's 2 pounds. And drop it in there. Alright. So you want to use your spatula. You want to break up the meat so that you can get it to cook evenly. Keep mixing it up and then get it down and push down in one layer so that the bottom can get caramelized, and then just stir it every 3 minutes. Okay. Alright, so we're at the point where all the meat is brown, and I went ahead and threw in some red and green bell peppers, and I'm going to drain it and get all the excess grease off because you don't really want that. Alright,
it's all drained?
Yeah. And then I'm going to add all my spices: chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, and red pepper flakes.
Point that again. Point to it again now.
Chili powder, red pepper flakes, ground cumin, garlic powder, and onion powder.
You need to learn how much you're putting in there so you can say that to them. Maybe a point towards you.
Yeah. So my spices are toasted off, and I'm going to go ahead.
Hold on.
So right now I've got all my ingredients in the pot, and you turn it all the way up to high and bring it to a boil. And when it comes to a boil, turn it to medium high, or medium, whatever your preference is, and put the lid on and cook it for 2 hours. Just stuff like to fill it in, honestly, because I gotta wait. BTB RTS. See what that means? Bring to boil, reduce to simmer.
Never heard that.
That smells like tequila. Alright, so it's about 2 hours, and now I'm going to bring it to a boil with the lid off and cook it to where it reduces. And then when it reduces a little bit more, we'll put our slurry in. As you can see, the longer that you let it cook, the thicker it gets. So depending on how thick you like your chili, you could not add your slurry or add your slurry. When you add your slurry, it kind of turns it into like a gravy consistency. I like my chili really thick, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit more and then add my cornstarch slurry. Alright, so the chili's been cooking with the lid off for about 2 hours, and I'm happy with where it's at, so I'm going to go ahead and do my slurry. So you normally take about a quarter cup to a third of a cup, but I'm just going to take everything I have left in here.
Cornstarch. And
mix it with like a tablespoon of water. And you want it to be a little paste.
That's fine.
And then all I do is pour it in. And the thing with cornstarch is you have to...
You can dip that in there and get the rest of it out.
Okay. With cornstarch, you don't have to bring it to a boil like you do with a roux, because it instantly thickens. With a roux, you have to cook out the flour. You don't have to do that with cornstarch. So I'm going to let this cook on medium heat for about 20 minutes, and then it should be the consistency. I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes, and then it should be at the consistency to where we should be ready to begin.
Alright, it's checking your cornbread.
So I'm going to go ahead and fish out my bay leaves because you do not want to eat those. And, oh, I lost it. There it is. Alright, so our 2 bay leaves are out.
You already got the other one?
Yep. And then this is what it's going to look like in the end. Now chili is always better the second day, so when this sets up overnight, it's going to be 100 times better. So today, it's good. Tomorrow, it's life-changing. Alright, so let's go ahead and take out our cornbread. That is done.
Alright, recording.
Alright, so let's go ahead and take out our cornbread because it's been cooking for 20 minutes. Oh. And it's got that nice gold brown crust. Yummy! Alright, so we'll let this rest. Turn this off, let this cool down for a little bit, and as it cools, it'll thicken and coat, and then we'll... Hang on. I'm trying to find a better way to say it.
We'll let it simmer for a while.
So, we're going to let this cool. We're going to let this cool, and as it cools, it's going to thicken. And then, when we come back, we will get this show on the road. I'll edit. Alright, so I wanted to show y'all exactly what this right here does. This is the greatest invention in the world because, voila! I feel very chef-like.
Dark right there, you can probably lighten that up.
Oh! Ah! So much for being pretty. There. Oh! Unfortunately, the clip of me presenting and serving the chili was also not recorded because Tony forgot to push the record button, bless his heart. But you can really present it any way that you want. I like to put the chili on the bottom with the cornbread on top crumbled with sour cream, cheese, and green onions. That's how I personally like to serve it. You can do it any way that you want. And here is the chili and cornbread. I hope y'all had fun with me today. It was interesting, and I will see you guys next week. Comment and let me know what y'all want me to make next week, or what you do differently so that I can try your kind of chili.
Okay.
Alright? Thank you.
That'll work.
Okay. Do you like the chili?
Yeah, the chili is really yummy. It's like fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Is it the best thing that Mommy makes?
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your other favorite?
Let's see.
Brownies.
Okay, my favorite one is the brownies, which I have a dog named Brownie, and we have a new dog, which is Charlie, like good look Charlie in the movie. And today my mama made the what's it called?
Chili.
My mama made the chili, and I'm eating it right now. And you should like this video. It's fantastic.
Okay, and comment below
And comment below
what you would like to see her cook next week.
what you would like to see my mama cook this week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.